In this video, I am going to cover the solution for test 2. Now, the first question I wanted to ask was, is this a polynomial? Well, my question to you, is this part real, the coefficient? Well, yes, it's real because there's no I on it. And are these whole numbers? Are your exponents whole numbers? Yes, they're whole numbers. A whole number means that it can be 0, 1, 2, 3. It can't be decimals. It can't be fractions. It can't be, I think I said what I needed to say. Decimals, fractions. The variables are not under a square root. Now that can be under a square root because that's just a number. But the actual variables are not under a square root and they're not in the denominator. So, yes, this is a polynomial. The next question wanted to know, how would you classify this based upon the number of terms? Well, there's only one term, so it would be a monomial. Then it wants to know what is the degree. Well, it's a monomial, so the degree has to be the sum of the exponents. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So it's degree 5. And how do you classify it based upon the degree? A degree 5 polynomial would be called a quintic polynomial. And what is the leading coefficient? Well, I already established that. It's negative 1 over radical 2. Alright, so it's a polynomial. It's a monomial based upon the number of terms, monomial. The degree is 5 because you add the exponents. Because it's a monomial, you add the exponents. Another way of calling degree 5 is quintic, and that's your leading coefficient. Alright, the second question. Is this one a polynomial? Well, you look. Is this real? Yes. Is that real? Yes. Is that real? Yes. So the coefficients pass the test. Now let's look at the exponents. Is that a whole number? Yes. Is that a whole number? No. That is a decimal. So no, this is not a polynomial, and what you do is you leave everything else blank. That's how you get full credit for this question. Alright, this one, is this a polynomial? Well, let's look. Is that a real number? Yes. Is that real? Yes. Remember, if it doesn't have an I, then it's real. Now check your exponents. Well, you only have variables here and here. So are your exponents whole numbers? Yes. So is this a polynomial? Yes. How many terms does it have? Well, it has term 1, term 2, and term 3. So it has 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. What's the degree? Well, this is degree 4, this is degree 3, and this is degree 0. Who wins? Degree 4. What do you call a degree 4 polynomial? You call it quartic. And what's the leading coefficient? Well, which one has the highest degree? 0, 3, or 4? 4 is bigger, so the leading coefficient is 5. Alright, the last question. Is this a polynomial? Let's check. Real, real, real. And your exponents are whole numbers, so yes, it's a polynomial. How many terms does it have? 1, 2, 3, so it's a trinomial. What's the degree? We'll check. This is degree 0, degree 2, degree 4, so degree 4 wins. What do we call a degree 4? Quartic. And leading coefficient, 0, 2, or 4. Who wins? Degree 4, so your leading coefficient is? Alright, in number 2, the first thing you had to do was write v of x in standard form. Standard form means that you look at the degree and you write them from highest to smallest. So this one is degree 5, this one is degree 2, degree 6, degree 4, degree 0, degree 1. And you start from the highest degree. The highest degree is degree 6. So negative 10x to the 6 will be the first term. Then degree 5, 6x to the 5th. Then the next degree would be this one, degree 4, a positive 5x to the 4th. Next would be degree 3. It's not there, so you can add it if you want to. It's not necessary, but right. Then would be degree 2, and this one's a negative 13x squared. Then it would be degree 1. It's a negative x. And then it would be degree 0, which is a negative 3. And that's how you would write that one in standard form. Part B says to take m of x and to write that one in standard form. And so you look at the degrees. So this one is degree 3, degree 4, degree 0, degree 6, degree 1, degree 5. Right, so which one is the highest? This one. So 4x to the 6 would be the first term. Then degree 5 plus 2x to the 5th. Then degree 4 plus 2x to the 4th. Then degree 3 degree 2 is not present, so you can add it if you want to. Now remember, you got to put a 0 in front because 0 times anything will make this term go away. Then degree 1, which is a minus x, and degree 0, which would be the negative 2. Okay. Now part C said that you had to multiply, combine, and multiply, right? And it specifically said that it wanted to take the m of x polynomial and it wanted to subtract twice the v of x polynomial. Okay. So which one is the m of x polynomial? It's this one right here. So it wants to take, so all I'm doing is rewriting it right now. The m of x, which is 4x to the 6, and we want to take v of x, but we want to distribute a negative 2 into it. That means every single term in v of x is going to be multiplied by a negative 2. Right? It would be like distributing a negative 2 into each term. So here we go. Negative 2 times this one. Negative 2 times negative 10 is a positive 20x to the 6. Negative 2, right? Check. Negative 2 times this one is negative 12 x to the 5th. Negative 2 times the next term is a negative 10x to the 4th. Negative 2 times this one is just 0. Negative 2 times this is a positive 26. Negative 2 times this one is a positive 2. And negative 2 times this is a positive 6. And let me just double check that I did it all right. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine like terms. Okay. So let's see if you can find them with me. X to the 6th, here's another one. 4 and 20 is 24. Okay. X to the 5th, so don't forget that's a positive sign right there. Right here, but this one is negative. So 2 minus 12 is minus 10. Then x to the 4th. Positive 2, negative 10 is a negative 8. X to the 4th. Then this one, negative 3, x to the 3rd. With 0, negative 3. 0x squared with, you know, it helps that they're in order. Then negative x and plus 2x. And then the negative 2 and the 6 becomes a plus 4. Right, and this is the answer. It isn't so bad if you aren't holding a camera as you're trying to solve the problem. So, there you go. Alright, question number 6 says that the perimeter of a triangular track, so it's got 3 sides, is this. Side 1 is 5x minus 13. Side 2 is twice that measurement, that's why I'm multiplying by 2. And we want to know what side 3 is. Alright, so how do we find the missing side? Well, this is the total. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract side 1, then we're going to subtract side 2, and we're going to be left over with side 3. So it's the perimeter, 7x squared minus 4x plus 3 minus, notice that I'm putting this in parentheses because we're talking about polynomials, and then minus side 2. Alright, so this is the perimeter, this is side 1, and this is side 2. So now we just do our thing. Right, you got to distribute that negative sign. So it becomes minus 5x plus 13. And you got to distribute the negative 2. So it becomes minus 10x plus 26. And now you combine like terms. 7x squared, it is the only term. Minus 4x, minus 5x, minus 10x. So it's minus 19x. And then 3, 13, and 26 is plus 42. Okay. And that would be the missing side. For question number 7, you're given a rectangular plot. You're giving the value of per square foot. You're given the perimeter of your plot, and you're given the length, and you're asked to find the width. Well, in order to do this problem, you need to remember that for a rectangle, the perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width. W is what's missing, so for the perimeter, we're going to write 14x squared plus 6x. Let me move this a little bit more over here. Equals twice the length, so twice this, plus twice the width. Well, we don't know the width, so we're going to leave it as W. We're going to solve for W. First, we have to distribute this 2. So we have 14x squared plus 6x minus 2 equals 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. Oh look, they cancel. Alright, so I have 14x squared minus 2 is 4 plus 2w. And subtract 4. Remember, I'm solving for w, so I'm trying to leave w by itself. So I have 14x squared minus 6 equals 2w. I'm going to divide by 2. And when I do that, I have to divide everything by 2. So I have that the width equals 14 over 2 is 7. 6 over 2 is 3. Width equals 7x squared minus 3. The next question wants you to find the area, and the area is the length, which was given to us as 3x plus 2, times the width, which we just calculated as 7x squared minus 3. And this is multiplication, right? So you use FOIL, you use the box method, whatever is easier for you. Negative 3 is negative 9x. 2 times 7 is 14x squared. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And then like terms. Wait a minute, these are not like terms. What am I doing? Right, so it's just 21x cubed plus 14x squared minus 9x minus 6. Yes. That would be the area. Alright, the last question wants the money. So what information do you have that has money? Well, you have this right here. You have money over feet squared, but we don't want the feet squared. How do you get rid of feet squared? Well, you multiply by feet squared. Well, what's feet squared? Well, feet squared is area. Right? And then this goes in here. So to get the money, you have to do 5 times the area polynomial, which would be 21x cubed and this is just distributing the 5 in, and you get 105x cubed That's money. Alright, the next problem, number 8, gives you g of negative 3, and it gives you the polynomial g of x. This means that x equals negative 3. And they want you to evaluate the polynomial by substitution. Right? So that means you have to find g of negative 3. And how do you do that? Well, you plug it into the polynomial wherever you see x. So it's 4 times, what is x? Negative 3. Cubed. Minus 3. What is x? And we're going to square it. Minus 5 times x. X is a negative 3 plus 7. And really, honestly, at this point, you just plug it into the calculator. You plug it in correctly, you get negative 113, and that's the answer. In the second part to this problem, they want you to evaluate the polynomial also, but this time by synthetic division. Technically, you're supposed to get the same answer. That's how you know that you've done this correctly. Well, if you're going to do synthetic division, you need an x value. Well, the x value has already been given to you. It's negative 3. You do not change the sign. X is negative 3. It's already given to you. Then you need your coefficients, but before we do that, we have to check the degree. Right, this one's degree 3, degree 2, degree 1, degree 0, nothing is missing, so we can go ahead and use the coefficients 4, negative 3, negative 5, and 7. Now we'll do synthetic division. We bring down the 4, we multiply, we combine, multiply, we combine 40 times negative 3, and then we combine. See? Same. Done. Alright, in problem number 5, you're given a polynomial and you're asked to divide by x minus 3. Now, if you look at this one, the leading coefficient is a 1. It's degree 1. So here you can use synthetic division. What's going to be the x value? Well, we have to solve for it. We have to set it equal to 0. And then solve for x. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I get x equals positive 3. So 3 is the x value that I'm going to use in synthetic division. Now I have to check the degrees of my polynomial. This one is degree 4, degree 2, degree 1, and degree 0. So automatically you can see from here that a degree is missing. Which one is missing? Degree 3. So you need to add it, 0x to the third. I'm not going to rewrite it completely, but I'm going to remember that I have a placeholder for degree 3. So what are my coefficients? Are 3, 0, negative 5, 6, and 5. So I have 3, 0, negative 5, 6, and 5. And now I'm ready to do synthetic division. Bring down the 3. 3 times 3 is a 9. 9 plus 0 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 and negative 5 is a 22. 22 times 3 is a 66. 66 and 6 is a 72. 72 times 3 is a 216. 216 and 5 is 221. So then, how do you write the polynomial from this? This is the remainder. This one is the degree 0 term, degree 1, degree 2, and degree 3. So this is 3x to the third, 9x squared, plus 22x. Now notice all of these are positives. 22x plus 72 plus 221 over what? Over this, the x minus 3. That's the answer. Alright, this is problem number 10 on the test. And with this problem, all you have to do is simplify and then plug in x equals 2 and y equals 5. Okay? So the first thing you do is you have parentheses, which means you have to distribute. So you need to multiply. So you get negative 6y times negative x to the third plus negative 6y times 4x squared y minus 2xy times negative x minus 2xy. Oh man, it doesn't fit. Hold on one second. Alright, I wrote it sideways this time so that it would fit. What we have is negative 6y times negative x to the third. Right? First we distribute here and then we distribute this, and then minus 6y times 4x squared y. And then we have this one, negative 2xy times the negative x. and then you distribute it into the negative 7. So negative 2xy times the negative 7. And then everything over 2xy. Alright, but you gotta do one at a time. What is this times this? Well, the negative signs cancel. And we have 6y x to the third. Then this and this is a negative 24. Y and y becomes y squared, right? You add the exponents, 1 plus 1, and this is already x squared. Then this one, negative times negative becomes positive. 2, x and x, they're both to the first power, so you add those exponents. And then you only have 1 y. And then here, negative and negative becomes positive. 2 times 7 is 14, and then you have an x and a y. Each of these is going to be divided by 2xy. Now you divide the numbers. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. Y over y. Well, you have to subtract the exponents. So what's 1 minus 1? 0. So the y's are gone. X to the third, x. This is a 1. So what's 3 minus 1? 2. So you have x squared. 24 divided by 2 is a 12, right? Minus 12. Now you have to subtract exponents. You have y squared and a y. So 2 minus 1 is 1, so you have 1 y left over. X squared and x. Remember, this is also x to the first. 2 minus 1, it means you have an x left over. 2 over 2 is a 1. X squared over x, you have an x left over, and then the y's cancel. 14 over 2 is a 7. The x's cancel, and the y's cancel. And then you just check. I don't see any like terms, so this is the answer. And then what you do now is you plug in. Right? So we had said that x equals 2, right? And y equals 5. This is for part B. We just plug it in. So you have 3 times 2 squared minus 12 times 5 times 2 plus 2 plus 7. And you plug all of that into the calculator and you get negative 99. And that would be the answer for B. And this is the answer for A. In question number